Hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. So in this video I'm going to put together a very small palette, which I'm going to class it as a dupe for the Art Toolkit palette, although I have bought some Art Toolkit pans for it. It is this. I'm repurposing this little tin. This gorgeous little tin had like mint imperial sweets in it. And I bought it because I thought, oh, that would fit the Gansai Tambai painting, or the pans, because you can buy these individually, not these luminescent ones, but I know you can buy the colours individually off various websites. I think Budley Crafts do them, etc. And I thought, oh, it would fit them in. However, sadly the pans are too deep, or the pans in the ones that I have in this one and my big palette, they're too deep for this. So then my second thought was, well, I could get some Art Toolkit pans, because I know the Art Toolkit is a very thin palette that you can put watercolour or gouache in, or whatever it is you want in it. So my second thought was, oh, why don't I just get some of the pans and repurpose it into this, and then it would make a great little kit for going out and about if I want to do that, which I think I spoke about in a video that I'm not sure whether going out and about drawing is for me, but that's another issue. Or it would just work as a nice little palette to use watercolour more when I'm at my desk. Either way, it'd be a nice handy little palette. So I bought some of the Art Toolkit pans. I got a double pan, so a set of 5 double pans, because I thought, well, if it works, I might buy another tin of these and make a couple of palettes. So I got 2 sets of the double pans, so there's 5 in each of them, and a large mixing pan, which I thought I might put like a titanium buff or something in it. And then what I'm going to do is, because obviously the Art Toolkit is a magnetic palette and this isn't, I'm going to use just some white tack, which I already have, to stick the pans in it. And it's quite handy, it just slides in this. I think I'll be able to fit like 4 of these and this mixing pan. I bought these, so the Art Toolkit, it's not this difficult to find. I think it's an American. So if you don't want to pay like mega shipping costs, etc., they do sell it in, I think it's called Rosemary & Co., which is where I bought these from. I will put a link below. And excuse the rustling. They sell the actual palette. So if you wanted to buy the palette on its own, the palette in itself, sorry, they sell that. But they also sell the little pans, which is great. I could probably fit some little pans, like tiny, because you do smaller pans. These are double pans, which I could probably fit 2 of those in there. So we're going to go with this 5 scenario. So it'll look like that. I might move it around. And then they should stick in. But look at that. And the fact that it slides into there, that's going to be dead handy. Now obviously they move around, which is why I'm going to white tack them, because the Art Toolkit, as I said, is magnetic. So what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to speed up the next bit, but I'm going to have a think about what I want to put in. I've got some watercolours, because I did sell a lot of watercolours that I wasn't using. So these are the ones that I've got left. I love the colours of, so we've got a titanium buff by Core, I think he spelled it Core watercolour. We've got I'm going to butcher this, Ardos Grey, excuse this really bad pronunciation, I've got Shadow Violet, which I've been loving recently. I've been using that. We've got this Grey of Grey, Payne's Grey, which there's not much left of. A yellow grey. What's this one? This is a green umber, sepia brown, green earth, light grey, and then this is Naples yellow reddish. So it's going to be maybe quite hard to whittle it down to 5, but we're just going to try. But I also thought, do I want to have a gouache in one of the pans? So do I want to have like a yellow, do I want to have like a yellow, a green and a blue, like primaries to then mix, and then like a random one and a titanium buff? Or do I just want random colours in it? This is the question. But I also thought I might put 1 pan of gouache. I don't have a red in watercolour. So I do have these gouache. So I'm going to just, oh, that's an acrylic one, which we can't use because acrylic gouache will just set and you won't be able to re-wet it. So you want watercolour in these, or like standard gouache for re-wettability. So I have a geranium red standard gouache, a light ochre, raw umber, a joan brilliant, which I love, a joan brilliant, and a raw sienna. I think the only one I'm probably going to use is the red one, because I might do the red, yellow and blue for like mixing. That's my thoughts. But also having a random one in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch them out on here, like a red, blue and green scenario, and then thinking about like a random one. Because I did think if you take this out, obviously that's like that, and then you could probably use this side for like a mixing. That was my thoughts. Yeah, we'll speed up the next bit and I'll come back to you when I've decided. When I've decided, I'm going to use this cocktail stick to get the colour into there, which I'll show you, because when I've decided, I'll show you about putting it in there. Okay, so I'm going to stick time lapse on now. With 6 of the double pans rather than that big one, and then what I might do is order some of the small ones to see if I could fill this gap in here. But for now, we're just going to go with the 6, and I'm going to go with a Payne's Grey. This is the Winsor & Newton Payne's Grey. So what I'm going to do is, and I think this might use this one up. I've had this one a while. It's a lovely, it's a dark, a very blue Payne's Grey. Absolutely gorgeous. Colour, hopefully. We're going to squeeze that out. Oh, and we're going to get this is where the cocktail sticks come in. Spread it around, like, it's very gloopy, this. So what should happen is when you get it in here, it will harden up, and then you'll be able to re-wet it because it's watercolour. And the same, I've never done this with a gouache, but I've seen other people do it with a standard gouache. The same should be said for the gouache. Like, you should be able to re-wet it. Now the gouache will probably crack The watercolour shouldn't, this is very gloopy. The watercolour shouldn't crack, but the gouache probably will. You know, if I start using watercolour, I have used watercolour a little bit more recently. If I start using it, I've obviously loved the Ganzai palette that I bought, which is like a watercolour. Also quite matte, like a gouache. I've been loving that. So the plan is, if I use it more, it's to use up what I got really, and then decide whether it is really for me and whether I want to buy any more of it. The only thing I have on my list to maybe buy is a neon watercolour, but I do have the neon Ganzai one, so I probably don't need it. Let's just be realistic about what we're doing. This is so gloopy. It should spread out, but it's been, oh, like I say, there we go. We're gonna spread it like that. Maybe should have bought littler ones. It actually can fit quite a lot in it, so the pan really should last for ages. And for mixing, you probably don't need loads. Let's try and spread it out a little bit more to make it look a bit. So once I've done this, I'm gonna leave them to harden and to dry off before using them. I think I'm gonna just leave that like that. It's very, very gloopy, but that, I'm gonna have to write this down somewhere so I know what's in here in case I go, oh, I absolutely love using this palette and I want to refill it. I think this tin, so if I think the art toolkit palette, I'm going to have a look, but I think the art toolkit palette in itself is 20 something pounds, and then you've got to buy the pans on top of it, so it works out quite expensive. Whereas this palette, well, it's not even a palette, this little tin, I think it was £4 and it had the mints in it, obviously eating the mints. And then I've had to buy the pans, which were whatever price they were, which I can't remember. I'll put it up on the screen. Obviously already had the watercolour, so that wasn't an issue. So more cheaper than buying the toolkit palette. And this is the thing, I didn't want to buy the toolkit palette thinking, because what if I thought, well, actually I'm never going to use that. Whereas this, I wanted some mints, so I got the mints. I like the tin. I've only had to fork out really for the pans, money wise, or you know, for something that you're not sure whether you will use a lot, is better value than buying the palette. This one is spreading out a lot better. That Winsor & Newton one was very, very gloopy. Whereas this one, this is the core, I think we pronounce it core, Titan Buff. That is spread out really nicely. Actually, I don't know why I'm putting them in like that, because I want to put some white tack underneath them. So let's just put them like that. This is where I'll get really clumsy and it'll all go horribly wrong. I'll speed this next bit up as well. I forgot I had some little round magnets from when I made this watercolour palette. So this is a very old watercolour palette that I made a few years ago, and this I got some little magnets for. So this is exciting. Rather than using the tack, we'll use a magnet and then we can move it around. So we've got Payne's Grey. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the primaries together so we know what they are. So we've got Payne's Grey. Then I've put 2 gouache. So we've got light ochre, and that's the Holbein Artist's gouache. And then we've got this red, which is a gouache, which is the Schminker Designers Gouache in Geranium Red. Then I was a bit, I kind of want to put a green in, but I can mix a green, so I don't really need a green, but it's like, oh, the green's so nice that I've got. But I decided to put this grey of grey in, because that's a lovely sky colour. Like a very lovely sky colour. Then I've got Titanium Buff or Titan Buff. So the grey of grey is Holbein watercolour grey of grey. That is a really fantastic, absolutely fantastic colour for sky, particularly like a sky in the UK where I am. We've got Titan Buff, which is the core watercolour, and then I've put the Daniel Smith Shadow Violet, which I've been using recently and really like it. It's a really nice colour. Right, so there we go. We've got a very small watercolour gouache palette there with our primaries. Using Payne's Grey as a primary because it's very blue. Light ochre is the yellow, and then the Geranium Red obviously is the red. So we've got primary, which we can mix from. We've got grey of grey, which is a perfect sky colour. Titan Buff for like lightening up, but it'll lighten up in a really nice way. And a Shadow Violet. And it slots on perfectly like that. And then that will just fit in a pencil case. I mean, how cute is this tin though? It's such beautiful artwork as well. So Art House Unlimited, which is where the tin is from, I bought it from a shop in Durham, but I have bought from Art House Unlimited online as well before. I've bought a couple of their products such as tea towels, etc. But they're a charity that works with people who've got diverse learning and physical disabilities, and they obviously do a lot of art therapy with them, etc. And then they produce these products from these gorgeous artworks, which then feeds back into the charity to continue the work that they're doing. And there's just some amazing artwork on the products. Just fantastic. And they sell things like chocolates, the artworks in the wrapper for the chocolate, which you know, just makes a brilliant stocking filler, or like a present for somebody, or even just a treat for yourself. Like I say, I've bought chocolates from them. I've bought like tea towels. They do loads of things. I haven't been on the website recently because I bought this from this shop in Durham, but yeah, just like they just do some amazing artwork, and it's just a brilliant charity. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking them out. And also I'm dead chuffed with this because it just makes such an amazing little portable palette, which it's got this beautiful packaging on, and yeah, it just works really well. So I'm really chuffed with that. Anyway, let me know if you've used the Art Toolkit palette, or if this is something that you would fancy doing instead of buying that, or if just something, rather instead of buying that, it's something that you would want to do just in general is make your own watercolor palette, like small portable one. Also let me know if you do check out Art House Unlimited and what you think, etc. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. What I might do is I might swatch these out. So I might come back and swatch these out at the end once they dry. So when these have dried, I'll swatch them out and maybe do a bit of mixing as well, and show the different colours that we can get from this particular palette. But what I will do is I will leave you here for now. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing to my channel, liking the video and subscribing to the channel. That would be so great, and it helps the channel to grow, which would be fantastic. And yeah, you take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.